Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. My video was off. There we go. There I am. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to this week's exercise with Exos. I'm super excited to get into this workout with you guys. I just love this workout every week. Hopefully people will start to join in soon, but I'll go ahead and get started explaining everything and what we're going to be doing today. So, we're going to be doing a circuit, and what we're going to do is we're going to do 45 seconds of work, and then we'll do 15 seconds of work of a different exercise. Okay, so there's not really going to be any rest periods here. So, we're going to be starting off with two exercises, and we're going to go back and forth between those 3 times through. And then we'll move on to the second 2 sets of exercises. So we're just going to keep going through that for all of the different circuits that I have written out for us. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate everything that we're going to be doing, and then we'll go ahead and get into the warm up, and then we'll get started. So first 2 exercises, we're going to do these again, like I said, back to back, and we're going to do it 3 times through. So we're going to do some squats, and then we're going to do a squat hold. Okay, so for these squats, feet will be shoulder width apart. We're just gonna be squatting normally here. So we're going up and down, knees tracking past the second toes, pushing the ground away from us. Okay, so we're gonna do 45 seconds of squats, and then we're just gonna hold at the bottom of our squat for 15 seconds. And we're gonna go through that 3 different times. And then the second circuit we're gonna do, we're gonna be on the ground. Let me change my camera here a little bit for you guys so you can see me on the ground. So we're gonna be on the ground here in a plank position, on our hands, on our toes, and we're going to push our hips up, touch the opposite toe, come back down. So we're going to do plank toe taps here, just alternating, touching each toe. And then for the 15 seconds, we're just going to hold a plank. So we're doing 45 seconds of the toe taps, 15 seconds of a plank. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to flip onto our back. We're going to do some glute bridge marches here. So we're going to have our feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to squeeze the glutes, lift up. So we're going to have a nice straight line from our shoulders to our knees. And we're going to go ahead and do marching here. So keeping the core tight, keeping our glutes squeezed, lifting one knee up at a time. So we're alternating the marches, lifting those knees up. So that's for 45 seconds. And then for 15 seconds, we're just going to hold here at the top. So we're squeezing the glutes, keeping that core tight, back flat. We're going to hold that for 15 seconds, repeating through that 3 times. And then we're going to stand on back up. And we're going to do bent over tees. So we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, pushing our hips back, arms straight out in front. We're going to squeeze through our shoulders and come back down. So we're working on the rear delts in our shoulders a little bit here. And then we're going to do that for 45 seconds. And then for 15 seconds, we're just going to hold at the top. So we're going to feel a burn here, but we're just going to hold at the top for 15 seconds. And then we're going to get back on the ground onto our back. And we're going to do some dead bugs here. So knees in the air, arms in the air, straightening out opposite arm, opposite leg, squeezing that core, coming back to center. And then for 15 seconds, we're just going to hold here. So this is like an active rest, right? We're just going to hold that, making sure our core is staying tight and our low back is onto the ground. So holding that, and then we'll alternate through that 3 times. And then finally, I think you guys all know what's coming. The last thing we're gonna do are burpees and marches, okay? So we're gonna do burpees for 45 seconds, and then we'll march for 15 seconds. Plot twist, that final round of that, we're just gonna do straight up burpees for the whole minute, and then we'll go straight into that cool down. So we're gonna push hard at the end. So that's what we got going today for our circuit. So we can go ahead and get started with our warm up. And if at any time, I will be directing you all through the workout, but if you get lost at any point or not sure what we're doing, go ahead and check out the chat. Louise put the workout in there. So thank you, Louise, for doing that. And we can go ahead and get started with our warm up. So we're gonna start off with the world's greatest stretch. So I'm gonna start with my right side, and I'm going to interlace my fingers, and I'm gonna scoop up my right knee, pulling it towards my chest, feeling that nice stretch through the hip here. And on the exhale, stepping back into a reverse lunge, hands come onto the inside of that front foot. And we're going to take our left arm, reaching straight up for the ceiling. So we're rotating towards that front leg, gaze going past that thumb, back leg is nice and straight. Nice deep breath. On the exhale, we're going to rotate back forward, placing our hand on the outside of that front foot, pushing up into a hamstring stretch. Bringing our body and our face as close to our knees as we can, toes pointed up. And we're going to go ahead and bring our right foot next to our left foot and stand on up. Awesome. So now we can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to interlace my fingers, scooping up my left knee, pulling it towards my chest. Big breath in on the exhale, stepping back into a reverse lunge, hands on the inside of the front foot. We're going to take that right hand, rotating up towards the ceiling, gazing past our thumb, keeping that back leg nice and straight. And on our exhale, placing our hand on the outside of the front foot, pushing ourselves up into that hamstring stretch. Bringing our face as close to our leg as we can, feeling that stretch to the back of the leg. And we can go ahead and bring the left foot next to the right foot and stand on up. Awesome. So the last thing we're going to do here for our warm up, we're going to get our legs ready for some squats. So we can go ahead and we're going to get on the ground here on the hands and knees. We're going to take our knees a little bit wider than hip width, and we're going to do some quadruped rocking here. So core nice and tight. We're bringing our glutes to our heels, squeeze them, come on up. And we're just going to rotate our flow back and forth through that a couple times, making sure that we're squeezing our glutes as we come up, keeping our core nice and tight, not letting our pelvis shift at all. And let's go ahead, wherever we're at, let's go ahead and do one more here. Awesome. And we can go ahead and stand up, and we're going to get ready for our first two movements. Okay, so we have the squat and the squat hold. So we're doing 45 seconds of the first, 15 of the second. So I'm going to get this timer going. We're going to start here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So feet are shoulder width apart, and we're squatting down, squeezing the glutes, coming back up. So we're letting those knees track past our second toe, keeping our core nice and tight. Our back is flat, including our shoulder blades. So our shoulder blades are pulled back together. We're squatting as low as we comfortably can, squeezing the glutes as we come up, heel, big toe, little toe, pushing the ground away from us. And we are doing 45 seconds of this, and then we'll go ahead and hold at the bottom for 15. We're almost to our hold here. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. We're holding at the bottom. This is going to go by hopefully as fast as 15 seconds can go as we're holding at the bottom of a squat. We're doing awesome. 3, 2, 1. We're going again. So we're squatting. Oh man, my quads are already feeling it. Good job, everyone. Keep pushing. We're getting as low as we can, squeezing those glutes as we come back to standing. Making sure we're not forgetting to breathe. It does help if you exhale as we come back to center. Really using our breath for that explosiveness. Making sure we are using our legs, pushing the ground away from us, heel, big toe, little toe. Knees are tracking past our second toe here. We're almost ready for those holds. 3, 2, 1. We're holding at the bottom of our squat here. Staying strong. We got one more squat, one more hold after this, and then we're moving on to our arms for plank toe taps. 3, 2, 1. We're squatting again. Last round of this. Keep pushing. We'll give our legs a little bit of a rest. We're gonna go into those plank toe taps and into our plank holds. We're gonna do 3 rounds of that, and then we'll be back to the lower body. So we got a nice mix of both going here. Making sure we're not gonna overtire one body part by just keep on doing them. We're mixing it up a little bit here today, but legs are burning a little bit. So keep pushing, keeping that core tight, making sure we're not using our low back to stand on up. We're using those glutes. 3, 2, 1. We are holding at the bottom here. Keeping our back flat, core tight. You guys are doing awesome. We're going straight into plank toe taps here. So we're already close to the ground. 3, 2, 1, and we're plank toe tapping. So we're in that plank position, pushing ourselves up, tapping the opposite toe, making sure our core is nice and tight. We're exhaling as we come up to touch the opposite toe, and we're making sure that we're not letting our hips dip below our shoulders. So we got to keep that core tight to make sure we're not here. Our hips aren't low, they're in line with our shoulders. If you're starting to feel your hips dip, take a second, reset yourself, and get going again. We're almost ready for those holds. 3, 2, 1. We're just going to plank here. So keeping our hands under the shoulders, core is tight. Focus on the breathing. Don't focus on how much your core hurts. 3, 2, 1. Back to toe taps. We're exhaling as we come up, keeping those hips in line with our toes, with our shoulder, and with our head. If you need to take a second to give your arms a little break, count to 3, right on, back up. Don't forget to, if you need to grab a sip of water, please do so. No one's getting dehydrated on my watch today or ever. Great job. We're almost ready for those holds. 3, 2, 1. We're holding that plank. Keeping our core tight, pushing the ground away from us, using those shoulders. Don't forget to breathe. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. Back to toe taps. Last round of this, you guys. And then we're flipping onto our backs for glute bridge marches. Keep pushing. Our arms are going to get a break in a second. Keep exhaling. Keep pushing yourself. You guys are doing awesome. Making sure our hands are staying below the shoulders here. Great job, everyone. We're getting ready for those holds. 3, 2, 1. We're holding that plank. Breathing. We got glute bridge marches coming up next. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. All right, flipping on over to our backs. We're keeping those hips nice and high, and we're marching. So making sure our back is nice and flat. Exhale as you drive that knee up. We're pulling our knees up with our core, not with our hips. Making sure we're squeezing the glutes. Our core is tight. We're not rocking our hips back and forth. We're staying nice and tight here and through our backs and through our glutes as we march ourselves away. Great job. Keep pushing. We're going to hold here in 3, 2, 1. Hips high. Squeeze those glutes. Keep your core tight. Don't forget to breathe. Great job, everyone. We're marching again in 3, 2, 1. And we're going. We got 2 more of these, including what we're doing now. And then we're doing those bent over tees and the hold. We're getting lots of movement, lots of isometrics today. As if we didn't get enough yesterday from Luis, we can always use some more isometrics. Making sure we're squeezing those glutes, keeping our core tight, our pelvis is tucked. We have a straight line from shoulders, hips, and knees. We're getting ready to hold here in 3, 2, 1. We're holding that bridge at the top, hips in line with the knees and the shoulders. Glutes are squeezed as tight as we can. Not forgetting to breathe. And we're marching again. Last one of these, and then we're getting on up for the bent over tees. Keeping our core tight. Tucking our pelvis so our back is nice and flat. Really squeezing those glutes. Exhaling as we lift our knees up will help keep our core more engaged. Squeeze those glutes. Great job, y'all. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. We're getting ready to hold in 3, 2, 1. We're holding. Squeeze those glutes. Keep our pelvis tucked. We're not forgetting to breathe here. Getting ready. We're going to get up for those T's in 3, 2, 1. Getting up as fast as we can. We're doing bent over T's here. So feet and shoulder width apart. Push those hips back. We are going to keep our hamstrings loaded here. So we're pushing those hips back as far as we can, as if we're doing an RDL. We're pushing the door closed as tight as we can. We're squeezing through the shoulder blades. And we're squeezing through the rear delts here. So we should feel this in the backs of our shoulders. Not forgetting to breathe. We're going to hold this in 3, 2, 1. So we're holding this position straight out to the side. We're making a T. If you want to see me from this direction, we're making a T here. Keep holding core tight. Squeeze 3, 2, 1. All right, back to those T's. So we're squeezing through the backs of our shoulders, keeping our back nice and flat, coming straight to our sides, making a nice T shape here. Don't forget to breathe. Use your breath here to help with that explosiveness. Y'all are doing awesome. We got 2 more holds, 1 more set of these after this. Keep pushing, doing awesome. Up next, we're gonna get back on the ground for those dead bugs after we finish out these T's. We're holding in 3, 2, 1. Holding our arms straight out to the side, squeezing the backs of the shoulders. Breathe through the movement. 3, 2, 1. All right, last round of this. Making those T's, squeezing the backs of our shoulders. Great job, everyone. And a nice shoulder workout today. We're working the fronts of them, working the backs of them, all around. If you guys didn't know, my favorite muscle group to train are the shoulders. So we're getting lots of shoulder work in today. If you were with me this morning, we did lots of shoulders too. So we're just getting a lot of shoulders in today. Keeping those legs nice and tight. Great job, you guys. We're holding in 3, 2, 1. Last hold, and then we're back on the ground on our backs for those dead bugs and the dead bug holds. And then we're out our burpees and our marches, and then we're going to cool down and get on the rest of the day. 3, 2, 1. On the backs, dead bugs here. So we're doing opposite arm, opposite leg, extending as far as we can, keeping those knees and hips at 90 degrees. Exhaling as you come to center, really engaging our core here today. If you want to pretend like you got an apple sitting right on your stomach, it's going to help us engage the core. We're going to crush the apple every time we bring our leg back to center. Great job, you guys. Keep pushing. Use that core. Keep our low backs plastered into the ground. We're holding here in 3, 2, 1. So we're just going to hold that dead bug position. Make sure we're bringing our belly button to the floor. the whole time. We should really feel this in our core. This, yes, is a rest, quote unquote. 3, 2, 1. We're dead bugging again, but it shouldn't feel easy. We should feel our core working as we are holding that dead bug, just as we feel it when we are performing the actual dead bug movement. Great job, everyone. Keep pushing. Yep, that's the right one. Knees and hips 90 degrees. Great job. We're gonna hold this here in 3, 2, 1. We're holding, so we're rotating. Our hips are tucked, our pelvis is tucked, belly button to our spine here. Knees and hips 90 degrees. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Opposite arm, opposite leg. If you're starting to feel it in our hips, means our core is getting tired. We're starting to use our legs instead of our core to bring those legs back. So making sure we're focusing on the belly button to the ground. Exhaling as we come up. If you need to slow it down a little bit so you can focus on the core, definitely recommend doing that. It's not about speed here, it's about quality reps. Making sure we're using that core properly. I know it can get tiring a little bit. So we're doing awesome. We're gonna hold here in 3, 2, 1. Last hold. And you guys were doing burpees as soon as I say 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna pop on up to our feet, rolling on over, going into burpees. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're burping. We're doing those burpees. So if you're not in a place to jump today, you can just walk your feet out behind you. I want to make sure we land with our whole foot on the ground, heel, big toe, little toe. Jump up, land softly here. We don't want to hurt our joints by stomping on the ground when we jump back up. We want to be light on our feet, making sure we're not putting any unnecessary impact onto our knee joints. Using those glutes to jump up. Don't forget to breathe. Great job, y'all. 3, 2, 1. We're marching. The rest period. I know I normally recommend marching if you're not in a place to jump, which you still can do, but it's going to be a lot of marching for you. 3, 2, 1. We're burping again. Great job, everyone. Now, these are tough. We do not have to do that push-up with it today. If you would like to push yourself extra and do so, be my guest. I will not be doing those, as it's already hard enough to talk while jumping up and down. Great job, everyone. Try and get as many in as you can in these 45 seconds. We got marches coming up here, and then we're doing a full minute of burpees before we cool down, and we're marching. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the clock. All right, last thing in marches, you guys, and then we're doing burpees for a full minute. 3, 2, 1. Last thing, you guys, finish out these burpees strong. Use those legs. If you start to feel it in your back, it means we're using the back to jump up instead of those glutes. Make sure we're sitting back, whole foot on the ground. Squeeze through the glutes. Keep pushing. You guys doing awesome. Don't forget to breathe. Try and get as many in as you can. Try not to stop until we're done with this minute. We're doing great. We're almost there. Keep pushing. Finish strong, you guys. Finish strong. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. And we are done with these circuits. Grab a sip of water if you need it. I know I need it. Awesome. Awesome job, you guys. We're going to go ahead and get into our cool down. So let us catch our breaths here for a second. We're going to make our way onto the ground when we're ready, onto our hands and our knees. And we're going to do a stretch that I think we're all pretty familiar with here. We're going to do it with a twist. So we're going to do some rocking again, but what we're going to do is we're going to stick one leg out like a kickstand. So right now I have my left leg straight out to the side. We did a lot of back things and shoulder things today too. So what we're going to do today when we rock back, we're going to take the same arm of the leg that's out to the side. So my left leg's out. I'm going to take my left arm, reach through the ground as far as I can, place a hand back under the shoulder and back up to center. So we're going to do 3 on each side. So we're going to rock back, take that same arm of the leg that's on the ground, reach as far as we can, feel that stretch through the backs of the shoulders, hand back on the ground, squeeze the glutes, come back up. We got 2 more of these. So reaching through as far as we can, feeling that stretch through the back, planing the hand back up. We got 1 more here, rocking back, we're rotating, reaching through, placing that hand back on the ground and back to center. Great job, you guys. All right, flipping on over to the other side, same thing. So now this time my right leg is straight out to the side, heel big toe, little toe on the ground. We're gonna rock back, take my right arm, reaching through as far as I can, placing the hand back under the shoulder, back to center. So we're also gonna do 3 on this side. So rocking back, reaching through. And last one here. Reaching as far as I can. Hand on the ground, back to center. All right, awesome. Last stretch today. Let's go ahead and do some child's pose. I know my heart needs to go down a lot after all those burpees. So we're going to take our knees a little bit wider than shoulder width. We're going to go ahead and bring our glutes to the heels, walk the hands out as far as we can, forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground. We're going to do 3 big deep breaths. So I want you to aim to get your exhale to be slightly longer than your inhale. Whatever feels good amount for you today. And let's go ahead and do 1 more big inhale. And when we finish that breath, we can go ahead and bring ourselves back to our hands and our knees. You can return to seated, kneeling, or standing, however you would like to end. But that will conclude today's exercise with Exos. Thank you all so much for coming. Y'all are troopers. I know there's a lot of burpees to do, but you guys did awesome. So thank you for coming. Don't forget, we do have 1 more stretch break today at 2:30 with Luis, so join us there. We also are right now doing our membership satisfaction survey. So if you have any feedback for us, we greatly will appreciate it. So fill that out before next Friday, the 26th. The link is up on our Slack channel as well as on our SharePoint site. So please check that out. Don't forget, fill that out. And I thank you all again for coming. So out of breath, I'm sorry. Great job,
Thanks,
you guys.
Stazzy.
And I'll see you.